You are listening to the Bushwick Bears Petty Crime Review.
This week we got very funny comedian Amy Shanker.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for doing the show. We're talking trying to carry a deadly weapon onto a plane. Can you believe it? Because Amy tried to do it.
I did.
She's a hard
Guess where you
criminal.
won't find Amy. Our show.
We got a live show coming up. We're back at the stand. You won't find her on this one, but that doesn't mean you won't find her at a future one.
It does mean that the lineup is lacking.
May 6th, 7 p.m., the Stand Comedy Club, New York City.
Use promo code BEARS for half off tickets. We'll put Amy on one of them eventually.
Yeah, you just heard Derek's best joke.
Do they have like a hot Twitter where they like have like slam dunks on people?
Like I'll TSA the airport.
Or
I'll tweet at the airport and at TSA.
you don't have
but
you don't have pre-check?
No.
Oh, here
Live
comes
on the
Jericho
edge.
with his elitist
Why don't you
pre-check.
have pre-check?
I do
I'm
also.
not rich.
It's $85 for 5 years.
Yeah.
And my credit card paid for it.
I was just gonna say you got
I
to
got
sign
it
up
for
for a
free, yeah.
Chase card.
You
They'll
have
pay
a credit
for it.
card?
Yeah, it's crazy. No one believes it either.
Quit
Yeah.
bragging.
I'm
Yeah.
shocked.
No, I
Is
had
that
to,
your pin?
yeah, right. I had to travel for someone else got the ticket and set up everything, right? And I was with my friend, and they didn't put in my pre-check. They didn't put in my frequent flyers, all my status and everything. I was so mad. Like, I don't get mad at anything. And my friend was like, I've never seen you mad before. I was like, yeah, because I'm waiting in this line like a goddamn peasant. I'm going to have to take my shoes off. This is fucking bullshit.
I'm just behind you, like
Well,
I'm
it's
tweeting
one of my
at the airport about the scum in line.
my airplane travel status is one of my favorite things, because like I get put in first class often. I'm up there and I love looking how I look.
I've never ridden in first class.
Never?
Really?
Never.
Well,
You should.
Is that on you?
Yeah.
Have you tried being
you
wealthy?
thought
Yeah, have
about
you tried
doing
making
that?
more money?
I've never paid for first class.
Because you
Me
fly that
neither.
much, I guess.
Yeah, well,
I fly a decent amount, but I'm not loyal. I am.
You
This
have
hoe
to be
this hoe ain't
loyal.
loyal.
You
I'm
have to
very
be.
This
loyal.
hoe ain't loyal.
I'm very loyal to the airline that I choose because I do like and
Spirit.
The best deal. Yeah. I think the airline chooses me.
There's one first class seat. No one usually.
and it's on the pilot's lap.
no,
First time I ever flew Spirit, I flew with Dusty Slay, who's a comic, and he's a road guy, but he prayed before, during, and after our flight on
Yeah.
Spirit because it was so fucking bad.
Who would name an airline Spirit?
Right, yeah.
Honestly, I would not even mind it. I remember we went to visit Ukraine with my parents, and like this old propeller-looking plane pulled up, and I was like, I was maybe like 17 or 18, I think, and I remember just being like, "Are we flying on that?" And my dad was just like, "Of course, like how funny would that be?" And then they lead us onto that plane.
Is that like they had to like weigh you and shit before you
Probably.
got on?
I mean, it was fine.
All
but
I can envision is like a plane that only exists in cartoons anymore.
yeah,
Like those old school, like big
Where-
silver.
where it has a face like Thomas the
Yeah.
Tank Engine.
All right, welcome to the Bushwick Bears Petty Crime Review.
We
We're
did
in
it.
the
That
middle
was
of-
a good in the middle of banter.
I know
Getting
we
into
were
a podcast.
into it. We were talking about some airline privileges,
Some shenanigans.
some shenanigans.
Yeah.
And well, we've talked before about airline safety, and I've mentioned I'm a real big rule follower when it comes to. I'm scared to be detained. I don't like to be encumbered by the state.
I've been detained a lot.
Oh,
At TSA a lot, or just by? I mean, I've been arrested a few times, but I mean, like, not at the airport.
Always at the airport.
Yeah.
They're always like, we just randomly need to search your bag because I'm like, of my last name. They're like, but it's random.
We randomly need to search this bag that we've already kind of scanned with a piece of equipment that shows you have something in there.
Yeah, I've been like pulled into back rooms and have people like in and out, different people
Oof,
like
yeah.
questioning me and stuff.
They do the interrogation route.
Yeah.
You do have pre-check or no? You said
No.
Oh, because they do an interrogation for pre-check.
No,
Also.
this was like, we need you to come with us. And I was like, why? they're like, bitch.
Only time I've been hassled before, but the only time I got pulled in the back room, I was just too honest with the TSA person. And I had been in the jungle for like a month, and I smelt like I'd been in the jungle for a month. And I was like just so hungover and so relieved. I ate Burger King in the terminal, and it was like one of the best meals of my life.
Oh.
'Cause I was so hungry.
It's so funny when you say you're in the jungle because I'm thinking like,
'Cause he means it
Rambo.
literally.
Yeah.
And I literally, and I was like, the guy was like, "How you doing today?" I was like, "Oh man, I am so hungover. I'm so ready to shower." Like I said something like that, and he's like, "Okay," and like all of a sudden I get in the line, and they're like, "Yeah, come with random." After that, I was like, "What?" And the guy's like going through my bag, and I'm like, "Dude, I wouldn't touch those if I like my underwear." I was like, "Man, you might." All right, and he goes, "Oh, what's this? What's this?" And I had a bottle of fucking hot sauce wrapped in my underwear just so it wouldn't break in my bag. And I was like, I go, "What is hot sauce?" He's like, "Oh yeah, sure it is." And he's like, my bag smelled so bad, and he pulled it out. And he's like, "Oh, it's hot. It's over the liquid limit." I was like, "All that for this?"
Right.
Are you
Yeah.
sure? Like,
yeah.
can I go now? Like, what are we doing here?
The
They
worst.
don't have any conditional sort of requirements. It's always
Well, and they're like, they're
To be a TSA agent?
no, like with their criteria of like, even though they know it's hot sauce, it's like fuck off. We
Oh
can't
yeah,
let
they
you
made
through
us
with it.
spill overnight oats. We went to California this past month.
That's not even a liquid.
She was like, "It's too liquid." It's in like reusable
I would have
Tupperware.
gotten in a fight.
Yeah.
I actually had to like
You
calm
lack
my
a science ass
I had to
bitch.
calm my wife down a little bit.
Yeah.
And especially because I was going to eat some of it, but I also had made hard-boiled eggs. And I'm the only asshole who's willing to eat hard-boiled eggs on a plane full of people.
You're a
And then
schmuck.
they
Oh
were
my
like,
God, yeah.
and then they were like, we're going to
You
make...
just mix it with some tuna. It's great.
yeah, I would do it. And then they made overnight oats to be respectful. And then the airline makes her toss it. And she was fucking pissed. And I'm just like, well, get breakfast. Just get over it. She's like, they didn't just throw out your breakfast.
Yeah, and I don't have to. Now I have to pay $17.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
For a
literally...
Burger King croissant.
I literally got breakfast and then tweeted just spent my whole stimulus check on an airport breakfast
Oh.
because of
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because they had a fucking egg sandwich that was like this thin. It was like $11 or something.
It's infuriating because
Yeah.
you're trapped.
Oh yeah, you guys don't have Admiral's Club. I was like, what do you pay for breakfast?
I
It's free. I
actually
thought breakfast was free.
I
was like,
actually
oh, wait.
do. I actually do have priority pass through that same card,
Yeah.
but most of them are closed right now. And like
I know.
when you're
I
in a
was so
rush,
pissed.
the video
happy.
just shut off.
Breakfast is free if you just steal from
I
the
agree.
Hudson News
Hudson
inside the
News.
airport. I mean, like, they don't have those like Cliff Bars like tagged or anything like that. You just walk out with one.
At the Phoenix airport, where was, they start having that. You can't even steal. They're doing that Amazon Go store thing, where you just grab it and it scans.
Oh
you.
yeah. It scans
Oh,
it.
really?
And
Yeah,
charges
you
it
just
to
grab
you.
whatever. There's no cashier. There's no button. Nobody. You just grab what you want. You walk out and it charges like your card.
Yeah, the big
It's
electric
terrifying.
eye is watching
That's
you.
fucked
It's
up.
Yeah.
fucking terrifying.
Well,
How
that's
do you
how.
give consent for that?
You do when you walk
By
in. You
walking
gotta
in?
by walking in. You scan your phone.
The same way it
Oh.
works with sex. Just you walked in, you gave
You're
consent.
here.
You're here. You're
There's
available.
There's no turning back now.
Well, that is such a weird thing. I mean, like, you think about it, you're like, well, that's kind of a good idea that you can't walk off with it. You can't steal like I do from the Hudson News. But but it's also like, well, what happens if they're wrong? Or it's just invasive. in general.
Yeah.
I love the idea right now of this podcast, this particular episode getting really big, and then Derek trying to go to a Hudson News, and the lady's like, "Nope, get out."
Guns are drawn.
We heard
Like-
about you.
like, drop
Not-
the bars.
Not you.
Put down that Sabra hummus packet.
I'll tell you what my go-to used to be that was really good was what is it? There was like a tea store that had like a quinoa and chicken. It was
Argo?
yes, that's the one. It was
Connoisseur.
It was
Argo?
$5.99. It was $5.99 for a thing of quinoa and chicken, and it was the best value meal at the airport.
Yeah, that's not real chicken. It's
No?
tea.
Those are tea bags shaped like
Just
chicken.
shaped it like a nugget.
I gotta admit though, because when COVID started though, because I do have such elite status on the airline.
We get it.
I
Keep
did.
beating this drum.
I'm gonna leave.
I went and I was the day before I get a text like, "Hi, Mr. Davidson. This is so and so from blah 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 Airlines, Admirals Club. Do you want us to bring you breakfast to
Yeah.
the gate?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And they took me, "What do you want?" I was like, "I don't know. Yeah, some fruit and some water. I don't know." And then she came up. She met me by the gate with a bag of like every breakfast food imaginable and like a bottle of water and a bottle of orange juice. It was like, "Here, enjoy your flight."
Wow.
I felt
How
like a
many
schmuck.
people do you think she went up to before she went up to you?
How many
To
people?
be like, are you the one in first class? There's no one left unless it's.
It can't. It can't.
It can't be that guy. No, that's one of my favorite movies. You know how everybody, it's like every time I fly, it's like, how am I on an airplane with 200 people that have never flown on a fucking plane before? Right? They all do the same shit and they all do it wrong. Like when they're like, "Oh, we're going to board by group," and they all huddle around, and every single time I got to walk through, I do like this part. I walk through a bunch of people that are look all weary. Me with my like no sleeves and a backpack. I'm like, excuse me, and I got to walk past them to go sit down while they're all waiting around.
You're the only
thing.
one who's got your shit together.
I know. I was like, how am I the only one that's got my shit
He's the
together?
only one in first class. He's like, well, I am a first class drug guy. Let me through.
First class is nice.
It used to be nicer when they would serve booze. It's not nearly as nice.
They don't
anymore.
serve booze
They
in first
don't.
class
Right, they're
anymore?
not serving.
Well,
They don't serve
Because of
anything.
COVID, they're not serving anything. They will bring you water in first class.
Dude, my flight the other day was like, and don't bring your own. And I was like,
yeah, they're not
What?
serving anything. Now they're giving you like a little bottle this big.
It is a ridiculously, cartoonishly tiny bottle of water.
Yeah, they give you a little bottle of water and a hand sanitizer.
I flew to South Carolina at Christmas and it was normal.
It was normal.
What do you mean
Yeah.
normal? Like they serve
They
food
serve,
and
like,
coffee?
They had a service.
Yeah.
No way.
no,
Yeah.
I flew like
I flew on
last week.
JetBlue and I
that
got.
didn't happen.
This isn't checking.
You
I've
liar.
flown,
I swear
yeah.
to Christ, at Christmas time, I got a fucking soda and a goddamn packet of Jesus.
That's it. I'm out of here.
No, packet of Cheez-Its, I believe. They have a Ziploc bag when I've
Yeah.
flown. And
Oh, yeah, they
several
give
times. They give a
that.
Ziploc bag with a little bottle of water, a little thing of almonds,
No
maybe like a
alcohol,
Cheez-Its
though.
or something. No alcohol, no coffee, which was the part that really fucking annoys me. Because the lines now at like the Dunkin' or wherever at the airport are crazy because everyone knows there's no coffee.
They're longer than TSA line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially when you got pre-check.
Well, so what?
Where's the pre-check for D&D? Am I right?
So what happened? What's your deal? What'd you do wrong?
I don't think I did anything.
What'd you do
So
to
maybe-
deserve it?
Yeah,
How
this
do
is
you
where we
ask
get
these
subjective.
questions
Yeah.
here?
What were you wearing?
I was wearing an illegal weapon. I got arrested at LaGuardia because I had an extendable baton on me.
Whoa.
So a legit weapon.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was in my bag. And I didn't know it was illegal because I bought it in Chicago when
Yeah.
I was still teaching, so that I could, beat my students. And and then I
As one
drove to New York, and then I just had it in my bag, and I had no idea that you couldn't have it. And so I didn't think it was a big deal. Like when I sent my purse down, I was like, oh, whatever. And then
Yeah. Yeah, you don't think about it anymore because it's like, yeah, you were using it.
Wait, so it's not
routinely.
just illegal on a flight. It's illegal,
It's illegal, period.
it's
in New
illegal.
York,
There's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
7 illegal weapons that you
Oh.
can't have, like brass knuckles,
Brass knuckles
extendable
are
baton.
illegal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes total sense.
Brass
You can kill somebody
you
with
can't have a
brass
knife.
knuckles.
A
You
knife
can kill
can't be
somebody with a
longer-
knife.
A knife can't be longer than your hand.
No, but that's...
no, you can have a knife.
What do you mean? I have knives in my kitchen that are longer than my hand.
Well,
I have
Not
a
in the
machete.
airport.
Not,
That's
not
fine,
on a
that's
Like a switchblade or
switchblade,
something.
yeah,
Sharp?
something like that. And I don't think you're allowed to carry like a big ass kitchen knife on you.
How do I get it home from Bed Bath & Beyond?
Gotta ship it.
It's got to be in a package.
So when this happened, did you you got arrested?
Oh, I got surrounded. I have a thing about just the slowness of TSA, like the lines, and they'll only open one lane and on and on, and it's so slow, and I'll just tweet at them and be like, "What the fuck, LaGuardia? I'm gonna miss my flight," and then they'll another lane opens. I'm like, "I did this, everyone."
This was me. I bitched enough.
And then I set my bag down, and I was so late, and they would not give me the bag. I'm like, I just need that one. And then I turned, and there was a guy here. I was like, kind of close. And then there was another one here, some behind me. And I remember just being like, where did you guys come from?
Yeah, no shit.
I didn't see any of you.
Yeah, because it's not as if you are consciously committing a crime. This is incidentally.
Right. So I'm not even
So you're not
looking.
expecting it. Yeah, you're like, why would they? You're genuinely concerned.
Yeah,
Surprised.
and a lot of them were plain clothes, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then they took me into a back room, and they're just questioning me, and they switched officers a few times to question me.
Oh, nice.
Wow. And I had to
You're
get
a hardened criminal.
3 pat downs. Three
yeah,
is excessive. And
Did they do good cop, bad cop, and hot cop?
Try
the hot one.
I was like, which one of you is the good cop? And they're like, none of us. I was like, yeah, that's a rhetorical question. Okay.
Yeah, I figured.
This is a twirling baton.
Yeah, and then they handcuffed me. And 9 cops escorted me out of the airport into the car. So it was 2 in front, 2 behind me, 2 on each side, and then 1 with my luggage.
Wow.
Well, at least they didn't just toss your luggage aside.
I would have murdered them. So,
What was
with
Yeah.
the baton they confiscated?
what?
Oh.
With the baton that they took, that's probably some cop gave it to his wife, I'm sure. Yeah, so then we went downtown. I had to go through booking, which was pretty fast because I was the first arrest of the day. And I called my mom. I was going to do a charity show at a temple in Memphis. I was opening for Gary Goldman, and I was like, I'm gonna be late. My mom, I called her. She was on the plane too, going down there also with my dad. And I told my mom, I was like, hey, I'm gonna be late. She's like, why? Did you miss your flight? I was like, I did miss my flight. I got arrested. And then she just started hysterically laughing. She was crying.
I thought you were gonna say cry, yeah.
No, crying, but laughing, tears of laughter.
Your parents are not immigrants, I take it.
No. And my dad is like, what's so funny? And she's like, can't even get it out because she's laughing so hard. And she has this laugh where if it gets too hard, she just starts going, ooh, 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 ooh. And then everyone around her is laughing because of her laugh. And my dad is like, this isn't funny. And
And he's a criminal.
Yeah. I had to go back to the airport. After my arrest, I was like, they're like, okay, you can go back to the airport. I was like, okay, who's taking me? And they're like, you need to take a cab. And I was like, I already took a cab. You made me leave. And now we're all going back together. We left together. We're going back together.
You guys got to patrol back there anyway. Let me hitch your ride.
And they're like,
for real. There's no reason they shouldn't give you a fucking ride back.
So they did not give me a ride back. And
I mean, the police are less than courteous in some situations.
A little, you think? I was
Let's admit it.
I remember being like, has there at least been a shift change, with TSA? And they're like, no, definitely not. So I had to go back through the same TSA people.
And they remember you.
Remember me, assholes.
I'm not trying to beat you up this time.
I'm weaponless. Your line's still too long.
One of my favorite possessions that I ever had. I don't have anymore, which makes me sad is one of those extendable batons.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine from back in the day snatched it off a border patrol agent.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I had the little border patrol sign.
Wow.
I was just like the fact that he snatched it off that guy.
That's
so funny.
perfect.
Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to it.
I got out of this though. I had to hire lawyers and everything.
You did?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I got out of it because dictionary definition of a baton is that it has to be made of wood, and this was metal.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's a good lawyer, too.
Wow.
Great lawyer.
We haven't really updated our laws.
You got
I'm
this
like
unique.
the second or third person that's gotten
away with
off
that?
of-
Yeah.
You have this
because of
unique
that
baton
technicality.
made of crack cocaine, and it falls into neither category, oddly enough. So you can have your crack baton back.
Yeah, they're like, Your Honor, it's made out of crack. So
Dude, TSA is literally the worst. It's not the worst thing. It's just so fucking pointless.
That sounds
so dumb.
I don't know that it's. I agree. It's theater. I know it's
Well, I mean, that's 100%
theater.
theater.
But I don't know that theater is pointless. People are fucking crazy and neurotic and nervous to fly, and I think there's something to a fucking literal theatrical performance to get some of these people to just feel like,
safe.
yeah, to just like, listen,
Wow, I
you're not going to
never-
get 9/11s today. Or if you are, just don't think about it for the rest of your flight.
You know, I didn't even think about the people. I'm sorry that I don't have a coward's brain.
You never get nervous flying?
I just think of the inconvenience. I'm sorry.
No, I don't ever get nervous. No, I don't ever get nervous flying.
Do you get nervous regarding anything?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Well, just imagine that, but for flying.
Yeah, no, I wish that I could go through a TSA checkpoint so a cop would never talk to me again.
I
know?
still
That'd be
Good
great
luck.
because cops make me fucking nervous.
That's when cops talk to me the most.
Well, now for the rest of your life too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because
100%.
that check mark next to your name will never go away. So.
No.
Wait,
Well-
is it? Well, you didn't get it like expunged or anything with the
Well, it
lawyers?
is expunged, but I feel like they still
They
at
kn-
LaGuardia are like this bitch.
What was the final criminal charge that they gave you?
There wasn't, right? Because you.
You just
No,
Well,
I
they
went to
charged.
court.
They
They
did. They
charged
charged me.
You
with
just weren't
having
found
a
guilty.
deadly weapon and at
Oh,
an
but not a
international
baton.
airport.
That was it.
Oh.
I had a girlfriend.
It does have a Duncan.
One of the cops was like, he's like, I mean, I wouldn't be arresting you if you weren't in an international airport. And I was like, oh right, I'm not going international though.
I'm
I
going
want-
Going
to
to
Memphis.
Memphis.
I wish he would have been like, I wouldn't be arresting you if you weren't such a bitch right now.
That's what
You
I
know
thought you were
what?
gonna say.
Put the cuffs on, you piece of shit.
I was what was I gonna even say right there? Never mind. I don't.
I'm gonna get a baton that opens up, but then it also opens up into like
An
a gay rights and Black Lives Matter flag.
Yeah.
They one time I was going through TSA and it was with the band, right? And it's when the singer had busted his leg, so he was in a wheelchair, and in Kazan we still had to travel, and I knew they were going to give us shit because it's dudes that look like me and they were in a wheelchair, so it's going to happen.
Yeah, you look like you stole a wheelchair.
Yeah. And so, but the lady that off the airline, had the lady helping push him was this little black lady, and I always remember 'cause she was so fucking funny that they wanted him to go through the thing, but we had all the cash from the tour we hadn't deposited yet, so we had, not above the limit you're supposed to claim. So it was under $5,000 or whatever it is, but it was for the whole tour, so it was money.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was scared they were going to make us claim it. So I was like, well, Eric, you take half. I'll take the other half. And, so we don't have over the limit of how much you can carry in cash without claiming it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
yeah.
even know there was a limit.
There is a
I've
limit, and it's
taken
actually-
$1 million.
It's actually $10,000. And we had $5,000. I thought it was
way over.
$5,000. And so we split it up. But I always remember, so they go, that thing they made us do that thing, which normally with pre-check they don't, but because of his wheelchair and the whole thing. And so I remember.
You have pre-check?
Yeah. It's crazy, right? It's nuts. Highly recommended it. But I was standing right behind them, and the little black lady was pushing him, and she was so sweet. They were having a conversation, and the guy goes, well, take out what's in your pocket and hold it above your head. and he had $2,000 in cash, and he just goes like this. He goes like this, and she slaps his hand, and she goes, "You put that back in your pocket right now." You don't show nobody that you got that. You don't show nobody.
It's true. Why would you ever
why
bring
would you-
that out?
Yeah.
I wouldn't listen.
It just made me, because I didn't think about it either. I was like, oh yeah, okay, whatever you say, boss. She slapped it. You don't show nobody that.
I had hair gel with me, and it was like over 3 ounces.
Yeah.
I was
good.
so mad, and she pulls out the hair gel. She's like, "You can't have the hair gel," and I was like, "Come on!"
Right,
I was
yeah.
like, "It is new," and she's like, "I'm so sorry." And then I had a bag of weed gummies that I did not even transfer into like a candy bag. It was just it was like, "This is how much is in here," and she pulls that out and reads it, and she goes and puts it right back and keeps my hair gel.
Hilarious.
Well, at least she didn't fuck up your entire shit.
If you're not going to let me do my hair, I need to be high as shit that I look like shit.
I remember at Heathrow, like not long after 9/11, I think like 2003 Heathrow, they had like really strict rules about keeping your luggage on you, and I guess they still do, but it was like new, and it was not just like keep your luggage, but like keep your, like you can't even watch somebody else. Like now, like my wife and whoever I'm with goes to the bathroom, I can watch everybody's shit. I was backpacking with 3 friends, and so all 3 went to the bathroom while I was keeping watch of our shit, and so I had 4 people's worth of like backpacks and stuff, and like 3 security guys come, and they're just like, "Whose shit is?" I'm like, "They're my friends." They're like, "Didn't you hear over the intercom? It says don't leave your stuff unattended." I'm like, "Yeah, it's not. I am
British.
Yeah, I'm attending it.
I can't understand
Y'all sound
you.
weird.
Can you?
Oh, you can't have bags.
Whose belongings is these, B?
Crikey!
These are arms for the pole.
Well, so in the midst of their cockneyed accents, they dumped all of our belongings all over the floor. Not even took it somewhere, not even professional, just to sit. And my friends are walking back and just finding me standing there watching these 3 guards just literally dumping it all over the hallway.
That'll teach you to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Are you like, you're still mad, aren't you, from the war?
The loo.
Dude, so the TSA to me is such a fucking joke. I had a string of shows, so I was kind of coming back and forth a lot. I went to LaGuardia because it was closest to the house. I walk up, I got this giant Spider-Man tattoo on my arm, and this a younger dude was like, "Hey, nice tattoo." I was like, "Hey, thanks." He's like, "You know what? You don't got to worry about all that. Go that way." And he sent me through where the employees go.
What?
Because he liked my. I'm not even lying. 3 weeks later, I went back. Same guy's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Yeah. You go that way. I didn't even have to go through the security, the metal detector at all. He let me go through where the employees,
That's
the
some
pilots go
bullshit.
through.
I got
Arrest
to go
that
through
guy.
there, but in handcuffs.
You were escorted.
Well, don't worry. This Spider-Man tattoo has been like a handcuff on me for the last 20 years.
What? When you got that, were you like, yes?
This is a good idea.
You know, Amy, you make choices and you live with them.
Yeah, no, I know.
Everybody's young once, you know.
Once.
It's,
Yep.
One of those
hot. It's hot to the touch.
I'm
Make
fired
it
up right now.
sticky like a spider.
I'm fired up right now. You know, it's funny. If 2 things that when I got this tattoo,
It's a scratch and sniff.
when I got this tattoo, 2 things I wish that I would have known.
And it's permanent.
No, I'm fine with it permanent. It's a high quality tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
The tattoo itself is high quality. I wish that someone would have told me that I would have been every 5-year-old boy's favorite thing in the world. Right? So I go to the bank, a little boy, "Mommy, mommy," that always happens. And I wish I would have known Tobey Maguire was going to be Spider-Man. Because this is older than those movies.
Oh, okay. So you don't like Tobey Maguire?
I mean, the first 2 were okay. The third one got real rough, and then there's just the whole thing. And
Well, now there's a whole bunch more, right?
and they're great, and it's awesome. I had to live through that.
Yeah.
I had to explain my opinion. on it.
Okay, so what would you have gotten instead?
I probably wouldn't have gotten anything. else
Nightcrawler.
No,
What's-
probably
What's
not.
another
Ivy.
Tobey Maguire movie?
The Longest Walk.
Cider House Rules.
Yeah, just gotta get a portrait, a portrait of Tobey Maguire from Cider House.
Oh, your
Rules.
whole
Yeah.
back.
A
Actually, I
tramp stamp.
Oh man, so I mean, thinking about this,
I get, you know, I hated that when I was in the military and I got had to go through TSA post 9/11 and like searched like that. You know what I mean? It's like if there's anybody who probably has a higher qualification than your fucking GED having ass,
yeah,
it's me. I have a military ID. I've gone through the
Like,
test.
I have
But also,
2
if there's
GED.
anyone a little more unstable and capable of trying to take down a plane,
It would be
It
a
might be a
military.
veteran.
No, it was active duty. I'm talking like active.
Oh,
Veteran, I get. That's your venturing
because there's
into,
the Fort Hood guy, right?
you're
That was a
venturing-
veteran.
That's one. But
There was
there's-
another one recently. There was a veteran
The
at
other
one of the
Fort.
recent shootings this
The
week.
no,
other
dude,
four.
one of the TSA guys, and one time I go through in Tucson was the dude I used to buy acid from in high school.
Wow. Where
He's
do
like,
you
"I
think?
don't know how
Where
I
do you
got
think he
here
got
either."
it? He confiscated it. At
No,
the
it's just the
TSA.
only the only job he could get. Just working
That's
at TSA.
so sad.
You're just like, oh, what's up? Oh.
Yeah, TSA. It's not. I don't.
Did
I
you-
got yelled at, the other day for taking my computer out. Like they usually have you take your computer out.
Yeah,
And-
they switch
and
up the
this-
rules.
Yeah, and they switched it up, and every idiot that's like, wait, take off both of my shoes. It's like they're looking at me like, yeah, you dumbass.
Do they
I'm
do
like,
they still make you take your shoes off, guys?
Yeah.
Not in pre-check.
I know, not pre-check. High five.
Not if you don't wear shoes.
The one that's annoying to me. So my credit card came with global entry, which is
Yeah.
pre-check, but it's also from when you come internationally.
It's $100 every 5 years as opposed to 85.
That's
Yeah.
a little
But my
steep.
wife doesn't have it, so I'm keep
That's
trying to convince her to get it because I'm like,
$20 a
mine is
year.
fucking useless because she's gonna resent me if I go through it, and then she
You
has
can
to go
take her
through.
with you.
I would
They
just.
no, I've
She's
asked.
got
I
book
would make
your
her
tickets
ass
at the same
wait.
time.
I'm like, why? I'm going. through.
I did it with the band every time.
I'll try
I
it.
would go through
You just
100%.
book, if you just book the
Yeah.
tickets at the same time, it'll work.
Okay, we'll talk about this offline.
All right.
Yeah. My wife goes on trips without me, so she can definitely
True.
go on.
His
trips.
wife's always traveling.
Wife is
Derek's just
always
home.
It's so
It's what
Yep.
makes the marriage work.
Her
Time
leaving.
apart.
We're getting the fuck out of the house for sure. And me being funny, duh. I was waiting on that one. Yeah.
sorry.
Some of us right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Which-
I've been writing, Derek.
I'm not talking
Okay.
about you. That was directed at Amy this
Oh,
time.
okay. He made the same joke about me earlier.
That you don't write?
No, did Jay-Z write?
Who's
I
that?
think Jay-Z did right
You're
though.
right? No.
No, his wife did.
Exactly.
And
No, I do write. He was giving me a hard time because I don't write that much.
I was kidding. Well, that's what you get in response to saying I'm not funny. That's all.
well,
I'm
I
saying.
only said you're not funny because you were bragging about being funny.
I know it's true. I could get petulant. That's a word.
Ooh, I don't even know if that's a real word,
Well,
but I
I
like the
just-
sound of it.
This
I
man doesn't
like
just
it.
write; he reads.
I just
Exactly.
like it when if you're gonna brag about being funny, like be funny. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Clearly, I was kidding.
We should all go to TSA right now.
I know. Yeah,
Which
let's-
we don't
roast
even
those
like when you're not
motherfuckers.
flying. Just go to fuck with them.
they're like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Well, I need dinner. I'm going to the Hudson News."
Well, we're all
Steal
old
it.
enough that you remember before 9/11 when you could just walk to the gate.
Yeah, you didn't need a boarding pass. You could
You
just
didn't
go
need
in with
shit.
You didn't do
family.
shit. It was fine.
You buy a ticket with
Oh,
cash.
son of a bitch!
Did it do it again?
Yeah, I think somehow the cards didn't erase well. I think we can just. There's not a lot left. We can keep the
put
rest
on
in
poor-
audio,
We put on the poorest
and I'll clear
performance
time
ever.
to do the promo.
Yeah.
We really showed Amy what we're not.
Today
made
was
of.
a rough.
That was I don't know what you're
Rough
talking
day
about.
for me.
This has been a great episode. Okay.
It has been a good
lots
episode.
of laughs, lots of insightful
It's true.
stuff about airline loyalty and rewards programs.
Oh, and we forgot we rate crimes. Like
So
it's a
Oh.
subjective scale, but it's like So the crime actually in and of itself is carrying a deadly weapon
on TSA.
On
in an international airport, which sounds like, a passenger 57 James Bond level
Right.
sort
like
of crime,
the
but it was
Bourne
committed by
Identity-ish.
but it was just committed by you.
Shanker identity.
Shaker identity. Bum, bum, bum.
Well, I would say it's good that they don't let people carry weapons on planes. But
It is refreshing that they
That's-
caught
if
you.
there's
That's
anybody they
American,
should
yeah.
let
Yeah.
carry one,
I
it
didn't
should
know
be
they
you
ever
then.
caught anyone ever. So.
Yeah, I think I heard a thing where they were able to like bring guns on.
Yeah.
What?
Like they did a study to like see if they could fool the TSA.
Last
Just with my
year,
3D printer.
Last year, a woman made it all the way to her seat without a ticket or an ID, all the way to her fucking seat.
Well,
Wow.
it wasn't her seat.
And it wasn't her seat, and it was the flight attendant. No one in
Wait
TSA.
a minute, whose seat was she in?
So
I would have been so nervous if someone would have been like, "That's my seat." I would have been like,
No, it was a flight
Bitch.
attendant got her. A flight attendant was like, "Wait, this isn't your seat. Can I see your ticket?" And she didn't have one. She talked her way through TSA
"Wow."
up to the
fucking
gate. Yeah, this is like
way.
last year. It was the year before
You know
COVID.
what? My mom once flushed her ID, her license down the toilet
What?
at the airport on the wrong side of security. And she talked her way through. They let her get through with her Costco card.
I love Costco.
Well, that's how you identify that you are an American, by having a
Like-
Costco card more than anything.
Like, I buy my bullets in bulk.
Yeah. So I would rate 4 out of 5. I appreciate not letting weapons through, but they should let me carry mine.
Yeah, I would do like 3 out of 5. I think especially because I mean they did all of 9/11 with nothing but a box cutter.
Yeah.
So a baton
We
is
can
like
do better. Come on.
yeah.
Box cutters aren't illegal.
Well, I feel like box cutter is more threatening than baton. Baton, you need like distance. You need to like really like get
Yeah,
into
because he
it.
was like, "This is a deadly weapon." I was like, "Not when I use it,
Right.
sir."
It's barely effective. Thank you.
I just like throw it as a distraction and run the other way.
It's an
I'll probably
effective.
hurt myself before I hurt anybody else.
I did get in this crazy fight when I was a bouncer. We got in this crazy fight. It was a whole thing. But I remember me and this dude running after this dude down this underpass, and we're both so fat and can't run. And I was like, why are we chasing this guy? We're not fucking cops. The guy we wanted to go after the property, he's leaving. But my friend had one of those batons, and he just threw it and just missed the guy so bad. But the guy like looked at his feet, looked back at us, and then kept running. And, like skid past him. He was like, just kept running.
Now, if he had a box cutter, he could have really chucked it.
Yeah, still miss.
Could have nailed him right in the
Still
brainstem.
As a
Yeah.
crime, I rate this. I mean, yeah, we probably shouldn't have weapons on airplanes. That's fine. I'll give it a 2. But
Begrudgingly.
because I'll give it a 2, but because it was a retractable baton, but I don't know what I was even going to say.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Even though you committed it.
Even though you committed the crime, you're okay with weapons not being on airplanes. That's fair.
It depends on the weapon. You know, I would like some people to be armed on my airplane, but the right people.
The right people. For
That's
sure.
fair.
Yeah. Me.
Yeah,
My cousin, he always brings his gun on, like, cause he's allowed.
He's a
but
marshal,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, he's a like he works for the
agent, federal
DEA.
agent,
Yeah.
Oh.
DEA.
I have a federal
Oh,
agent
he's
friend
a
who always
narc.
brings his gun on too. Yeah.
Oh, so you had a hookup, but you didn't even use your hookup
Didn't
to
use
get
the
out of it.
hookup?
Yeah, you didn't call in a favor?
I don't think that it works like that. I'm like, hey, cops, you know that thing you couldn't get into? Well, my cousin works for them. I want to go. Let me
You know
Um,
those guys who are way better than you? They're going to get me out of this.
So where can folks find you, Amy?
Oh, you can find me everywhere at Amy Shanker, SHANKER, on social media. And I have a podcast called The Most Expensive Joke. And I
Nice.
run a show called Power Hour at Queen's Brewery every other Sunday. This Sunday is the next one. Mehran Kagani is the drinker. He's hilarious. So I'm
Awesome.
excited.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you,
Thank
so,
you so
much,
much.
Amy.
Oh, did you want me to give my address?
Yeah,
Yes.
like your
You
physical
could.
address.
Where's your
We'll put it
street?
on the screen.
If someone was gonna mail you a replacement baton,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where would it go?
Make sure they have your social too.
Yeah,
so
I
that
know,
they,
I know. I'll do that. I'll just type it in
Perfectly.
and the when you put it out.
We'll put it in the description.
Thank you.